Good morning. This is Pastor Jason of Kona Faith Center with the word for today. And the word for today is one. And indeed, when they were all as one, praising and thanking the Lord, so the house of the Lord was filled with glory, and the priest could not continue to minister. Come, Holy Spirit, fill our house with your glory. I find it interesting that it was when they were all as one, praising and thanking the Lord. Jesus, in his prayer in John 17, right before he was crucified, prayed that we would all be one in the same way that he and the Father were one. I love Philippians chapter 2. It encapsulates, at least for me, this idea of being one. And says, here's how we do it: by having the same attitude, the same love, living in harmony, and keeping one purpose in mind. And then it goes on to say, don't act out of selfish ambition, self-seeking, or be conceited. Don't be concerned only about my own interest, but the interest of others. Be like Jesus, who humbled himself and became obedient to the point of death. When I read this part about Jesus humbling himself and becoming obedient to the point of death, I experienced God touching my heart in a very real way. My interpretation of that is being one with Jesus, being one with each other, will require a humbling of myself and a greater obedience to the point of being crucified with Christ, so that it is no longer me who lives, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live, I live by faith in Jesus, who loves me and gave himself for me. In other words, be like Jesus more and more. Humble myself by making my life about serving others more and more. Be obedient more and more. Teach others to humble themselves. Teach others to deny themselves. Teach others to obey. Teach others to make their lives about serving others more and more, so that we can come to the place of having the same attitude, the same love, living in harmony, keeping one purpose in mind, being one, until we can all come as one, praising and thanking God, and have his glory fill the house so that no one can minister. Now, I've read about this happening in many different places, and the outcome is always the same: transformation, awakening, people committing their lives to Jesus, people driving by a church and pulling in and not knowing why, and when they get inside, giving themselves to the Lord, committing themselves to the Lord. The fire department being called because people are seeing flames coming out of the building, and as the firemen come in, they fall on their faces and surrender their lives to Jesus. Come, Holy Spirit. People worshiping and the glory coming into the room to such a degree that people have to crawl out of the room because they cannot stand the intensity of his glory. Come, Holy Spirit. People getting healed just walking into his presence. People getting set free just by being in his presence. And the precipitating event is always people being as one. People coming together with the same attitude, the same love, living in harmony, keeping one purpose in mind. And the starting place for this is always the same: people humbling themselves and becoming obedient even to death, especially the death of self-seeking, self-ambition, and learning to live to serve God by serving God's people as one. So the challenge today is, let's be like Jesus more and more. Humble ourselves by making our lives about serving others more and more. Be obedient more and more until we are one in him, one like Jesus and the Father are one. The word for today is one. God bless. Check in tomorrow.